display, and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk.
Hey, Honor fans! So my name is JV Fernandez. I am the tech editor of the Philippine Star, also called Philstar Tech. And I'm here with the Honor fam. You can't see them, but they're in the back. Yeah. Ito pala yung mag-host ng talk show, no? Maraming audience ka sa likod. So, thank you all for coming. I'm here to be talking about a lot of very interesting things, a lot of very new Honor products, but most especially the magic. It's the magic of the V2. So we're going to be talking about that in a little bit, no? Um, Maybe a little bit more about myself. I've been in the tech industry for, I think, 20 years. This is my 20th year in tech. I've reviewed hundreds, maybe even thousands of gadgets in the past. So since the days when when phones did not have cameras yet, that's how long I've been reviewing gadgets. I'm also an underwater photographer, so yeah, I'm very particular with the cameras of these high-end phones. And yeah, um, apart from that, I'm also handling the digital, all the entire digital marketing arm of the Philippine Star. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of stuff, and that's why I really need all of these exciting gadgets to keep me on the go and to keep me productive while I'm out. So I think I've been, as I said, I've been in the industry for about 20 years. I've worked for, I would say, at least five or six different publications in the past. And now that I'm in, I'm in my 40s, I think I'm in the really good position to talk about technology under the banner of the Philippine Star. And I've been doing this actually since last year. I've been with the Star for about a year, but we only started the tech section in August of last year. We come out on print once a month because everything is 360. Um, our website is 24/7. We do probably about 3 or 4 posts a day. You can actually read the review of the Honor Magic V2 on our site. We've tested it out for about a week. No, sorry, we've tested it out for about a month, and I'm actually using it right now. It's become my daily driver. So yeah,
Hello, Sir JV. This is Jet from Honor Philippines.
yes,
So I'll be asking a few questions lang while
the
on our
magic
live stream.
voice
Yes.
from
Also, shout out to our Honor fans here. Hello sa inyo. So first, sir, how did you start your journey? Ba, you mentioned you've been in the industry for 20 years. This is your 20th. So how did you start yung journey? Paano ka napunta sa
I'm not a journalist by profession. I'm actually a teacher by course, no? And during that time, when I was still studying, in college, and I was in between classes, I'd actually go to the office of Mega. Well, back in the day, it was called MMPI, and I would be submitting articles about youth for the youth section of Family Reader. It's a very, very old magazine. And well, during that time, I also met faculty member in my school who was part of a user group called Mapalad. And these were people who would, back in the day, use Palm Pilot. So these were the gadgets that preceded cell phones and mobile phones and smartphones, right? So I was part of a group of people who would be using these gadgets, and because of that, I ended up writing about it. And one thing led to another, and I just fell in love with the industry of tech journalism. And I jumped ship after I graduated college. I decided to work for another publication, and ever since then, that's how my tech journey began. So now,
um So, well, you've mentioned you've been reviewing different tech products for many, many years. But right now, with Philippine Star Tech, are you limited to smartphones when it comes to reviewing your product?
well, smartphones and laptops comprise, I would say, maybe 60 or 70% of everything else. but I really like looking into the industries of fintech, medtech, and health, no? Because I think this is really the future, especially with the new AI products coming out. So it's one thing to have the gadgets on one side, but you also need the software that powers them, no? So I think the mix of those two, especially with AI now in phones, that makes reviewing hardware more interesting, no?
While we're preparing kanina, sir, I've noticed that you're actually using an Android device na, and you mentioned as well na long time Android user ka. So far, how was your experience with the Android ecosystem?
Okay, so I've used both, no, the iOS, Android, but I really gravitated towards Android only because I really feel that in terms of productivity and in terms of compatibility and talking to other people in the office, it's just so much easier to send files, no. So I mentioned a while ago, I'm also the digital marketing head for Philippine Star, no. So I look at a lot of stats, so Google Analytics, ads, AdMob, all of those services. You need Google for that, right? So for me, it's more seamless being on Google and of course, running G Suite and all of the other Office apps. I think being on a native Google hardware makes it easier for me uh, to work with other people in the office also. Yeah.
And I guess you also reviewed different kinds of Honor devices. Can you share us your top three?
Yeah, so we recently reviewed the Honor X9B. An amazing device. In fact, we still have that device, and I actually sent it over to our creative agency in the office. So many of the videos that are being shot with Philippine Star are actually shot using that phone because it's such an amazing phone. Everyone talks about how it's very durable, but for me, the more interesting part is that it's such a great content creator device, no? The other device that we also reviewed just recently, of course, was the younger sibling, the X8B naman. So we just had that up probably, I think, 3 days ago. So the review just came up on the site, a more affordable version, and I think people would really love to read that review. So do check it out from our site. And of course, the last but not the least is, well, this device that I'm using now, this amazing foldable, which is of course the Magic V2. So here it is in all its foldable glory. Ta-ta!
Okay. When you first heard of the Magic Vito, Sir Jay, especially last year when it was announced in IFA, in different global tech news, what was your first impression or expectations for the device?
I was a bit skeptical at first because when, the foldable market is still trying to become more mature. We're still in that path, right?
Mm.
So it's very hard to be an early adopter in this space. You're gonna spend so much money on the foldable device. When I actually saw it, actually when Pao Oga posted it on Facebook, I said, Send me one, I want to try it. So they sent this unit over. So I've been using this for more than a month, and I can say with clarity that it's really, really amazing. I don't know, I'm not an engineer, but I don't know how they were able to pack so much inside it. Because look, I mean, like, look at the charging port. It's really just the size. It's the size, it's how thin it is, right? So I think also the fact that let me remove this case, no. It comes in two colors, but I think the purple version, this is really the best looking one. Ang ganda talaga. It fits almost any occasion. It looks elegant enough that I can put it in my dress if I'm wearing, let's say, dress clothes for a formal gathering. But also very casual, no? So ang ganda naman niya. And it doesn't slip from my fingers when I'm holding it. So very robust siya. Um, I have to talk about the free case. I was really surprised when I unboxed this, no, and it came with this extra packet, and when I pulled it out, grabe ang ganda naman ito. You know, as I said, I've been reviewing gadgets for 20 years. In the beginning, nobody had free case, no? And then later on, people started putting, you know, the cheap gel case. Para lang hindi naman masira, no, if you drop it. But this is something else, no? This is a quality case that you would actually would want to buy separately, but it comes with it, eh. So parang siyang may pagka-vegan leather-ish yung texture niya. But more important than that is that when it just slaps on really easily. So, and this part, this is the amazing part, ha. Parang may magnet siya, eh. So, this is the most sensitive part of any foldable, no, the hinge. And because it's a first party case, ang ganda ng it just snaps on so well and protects the whole thing. And when you open it, you can barely notice it. You know, so kahit naka-fold siyang ganyan, you barely notice that there's a case. You just have this protective hinge over here. And of course, you have this really nice kickstand. So I can watch like this. Excuse me. So I can do my Netflix binging, or if I need to work on it, put this down like this, I can use it, no.
I would also like to add, Sir JB, that the Honor Magic V2, since it has two colors, the purple and the black variant is actually the lightest. It's 231, while the purple one is 236. The main reason why it's lighter because it has PU leather on its back compared to the purple one, which has a plastic surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. I think we have to stress the fact that this is only 9.9 millimeters. Parang ang ano niya, how are you able to fit so much? Because it's just the size of, again, it's the size of the charger. So when they say 231 grams, for instance, totoo yun, because I have a precision scale at home and I put this on top. Sakto talaga siya, 231 grams. So it's only just slightly heavier than a normal candy bar phone. And in my review, I mentioned that this phone passes what I call the garter test. Alam mo yung mga nagsusuot ka ng jeans or yung mga pants na may garter na walang belt. Tapos kasi ang bigat ng dala mo, parang nahuhulog na yung pants mo. So this one is one of those devices that doesn't really contribute to that because it's really light, no? So pwede siyang regular phone talaga.
Okay, Honor fans, get a chance to win cash prizes by answering our questions that we will flash during our break. We will pick 2 winners by the end of the live stream, so make sure you answer all the questions. We'll be back. We are back and we have here again Mr. JV Fernandez of Philippine Star or Philstar Tech. Hello sa ating honor fans.
Hello, hello. So, welcome back, no? Shout out na tayo, no? To Sheila De La Cruz and Lorena Macalino, Frankie Angelo Demos, oh, and Jenny Fernandez. Nako, baka related ako dyan.
Okay, so JV, so going back to our discussion, I would like to ask you a few questions and would like to hear your opinion
Mhm.
of this. So first of all, does thinness for a foldable device matter to you ba?
Yeah, I, I think having a foldable that's thin is now like a feature that it's a game changer for me. It's actually more than that. It's really a non-negotiable because when people say that they want or they have a folding phone, it usually means it becomes bulky. What I do like about this phone, having used a bunch of foldables before, is the fact that when it's folded, it looks like and feels like a regular smartphone. There are other smartphones kasi pag naka-fold siya, parang yung real estate niya maliit, tapos tall. So hindi siya actually okay gamitin as a regular smartphone in candy bar mode. So this one, it doesn't try to oversell you the fact that it's a foldable. So I can use it like this. It really feels like a normal phone. And then let me know, face recognition na tayo. And I can open it up. So in my daily use, usually when I'm texting or WhatsApp, Viber, naka-fold siya. But when I'm editing articles or looking at stats, analytics, ganyan, or watching Netflix, that's when I open it up like this, no. So very also one thing to note pala, no, very seamless siya. Let's say I'm playing a video game, for example, like here's a game that I'm playing, see Nikki, Goddess of Victory. When I close it, ang bilis, ang seamless niya eh. So, I can multitask. I can switch from folded to unfolded, hinge to unhinged, and back and forth, no? Without a lot of delay. Other foldables aren't as fast. Or minsan you have to relaunch the app. Ito ang bilis niya eh. So that's one underrated feature that not a lot of people talk about, but they have it in this phone. So I really like that fact.
Since you mentioned po multitasking, do you consider it as one of the Magic V2's strongest feature or capability pa for you?
Yeah, I think what's the point of a foldable that you can open up when if you can't multitask, right? So I've been using this sometimes, for example, if I open a browser, for example, and then I want to pin this here, such a thing. I have the article here now, so I can read my email and have my stats of the website on the other side, no? So I think that's a very good feature to have. And more importantly, when I close it, as I mentioned before, lumalabas din siya dito, no? So opening it up again, it unfolds it. I can see it again here, right? So ang galing. Very, very seamless. So I think the multitasking feature, sobrang okay talaga. I really commend Honor for that, no? So I think one of the things that we also have to mention, and I think medyo miracle of science to, this device has a 5,000 milliamp battery. And for me, 5,000, that's flagship. I don't know how they were able to fit it in this. So the engineers, they managed to squeeze so much capacity while being the thinnest in the market. So, ang tawag dyan, yung silicon carbon battery. So, because it's a foldable, there are two. Here's what it looks like, guys. So, let's put this down first. No? So, in the phone, you have a battery here and a battery here. Siguro feeling ko mas malaki yung nandito because the camera is here. One of the things that's very important to notice that the phone is weighted well. It feels good in your hand. One side doesn't really feel heavier than the other. So talagang pinag-isipan nila yan eh. So this is an example of how thin, how wafer thin the batteries are. So parang one goes on either side. Really, really interesting. So if you can look at it here, if I twist it here, so it's like siguro 2 credit cards put together. That's how thin it is. I mean, it's almost, you know, you could lose this kasi nga it's ang nipis. So I think that's really one of the biggest selling points with the battery. This has a very fast charging feature. I've used the first party and third party chargers. This thing charges really, really fast, no? So 66 watts Honor Supercharge, sobrang okay talaga. That's tried and tested. That's a feature that not present in other foldables, no?
In addition lang with the silicon battery, sir. Actually, what's the main difference between the silicon carbon battery and regular lithium batteries is that Honor managed to use a more pure carbon in this. So instead of using graphite, using pure carbon, you can make it more condensed with the carbon properties without increasing the size. That's why they
Ayan.
managed to make it as slim as possible
Oh, yan, yung mga
and to fit in within the
yung mga engineering marvels
Yes.
of Honor. So really excited, really exciting to have that.
Okay, Honor fans, again, you can get a chance to win cash prizes by answering all our questions that we will flash during our break. Again, we will pick 2 winners by the end of this live stream. So stay tuned and we will be back.
All right, we're back. Shout out to Isabel Buganan, Honey Perez, Ruby Tuazon, and Kian Villanueva. O nga pala, shout out to my Philippine Star Tech family. They're all watching now. I think shinare din nila sa page eh. So, ayan, mga co-watching, no?
Yon. So, Sir JB, going back to our discussion, let's move on with this question. So,
Sure.
for you ba, what do you consider as high-end in terms of configuration ng isang device?
Well, for me, high-end is really like, for example, processing power, no? So, Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, that's the foldable. Like, that's the best of the best. Can't find anything higher than that, no? And of course, more than that, it's also the 16 gigs and 512 gigabyte storage, standard UFS 4.0, and of course, LPDDR5X RAM, no? And yung 7 gigs Honor RAM Turbo, I think big deal in, it's very hard to find a device that has these kinds of specs, no? 16 gigs RAM and 512 gig storage. Yan talaga yung, that's it. That's the pinnacle of what you will need eh. So, from processor to storage, and yung 7 gigs na Honor RAM Turbo, yun yung pinaka-high-end na nakikita natin.
And for a foldable device category naman, did you expect a good camera system?
Yeah,
Dating to-
you know, sometimes foldables try to oversell you the fact that it's a foldable, but then they don't really pay attention to these other features, no? This is not the case with the Magic V2. So the Magic V2 has actually quite very good 50 megapixel main and then 50 megapixels ultra wide and the 20 MP telephoto lens, no? One of the very interesting things that I actually accidentally discovered was, diba usually we tend to ignore the front selfie camera. Pero alam mo, this phone has a really, really good selfie cam. So I've been using the selfie, yung front, the front cam. I've been using this if you do portrait, and then naka-blur siya. So I've actually been, smile. Sobrang ganda, sobrang smooth. So parang may blur sa likod. Ang ganda na pagka-blur niya. And the way, for example, if there's light, hindi harsh yung light sa user, no? And I mean, you can't see it here, but the way, di ba usually pag what do you call that? Yung parang tracing ng aperture. Minsan ang pangit eh. This one, sobrang smooth, ang ganda. So it feels really, really nice. So I've been taking a lot of selfies with this front camera, and I'm really impressed with it.
So we can also show them how to capture a selfie, yung Gen Z style.
O yung
Using the
Gen Z,
rear cam.
actually hindi ako Gen Z, pero
Yeah.
gagawin natin to. So by the way, I'm left-handed so medyo iba yung mga controls ko. So go on photo, and then using the 0.8, I'll use my by the way, if you're a bit older, you can actually use this, no?
Oh,
Smile, everyone! So, yun yung isang use sa kickstand. Pwede mo siya gamitin pang
Like a
case,
pop
no?
socket.
O pop socket. O, di ba?
in addition, the Honor Magic V2 has an AI motion sensing imaging technology. Ito yung feature na AI feature wherein it can detect scenarios like sports, even your pets like dogs and cats. It can intelligently choose a scenario without and shoot a photo kumbaga without using any hands-free.
Yeah.
So, yeah, meron siyang working AI din sa imaging technology that we can also utilize, especially for the foldables, especially the Magic V2. We can fold it like
Yeah.
may L.
So, pwedeng
Yes,
ganyan.
para sa
So,
mga tripod.
pwede siyang ganito. So, there's so many creative combinations that you can use as a creator, no? So, you can, like this. And then if you look at it, syempre you can browse through your images here and then take your photo, parang handheld Game Boy, no? So if you're at a family event and then no one can take the photo, di ba? So diba yung ganito, and then you just aim from here, no? So yun yung mga use cases niya. So I think again, the kickstand also big help din yan for these kinds of challenging shots.
Also, for those naman na mahilig sa videos, hindi tayo mag-worry with the Magic V2 because it has OIS on its
Mhm.
main cameras and even telephoto. So zooming and video while running and walking, it's not gonna be a worry dahil you'll get stable 4K videos dahil powered din ito ng Snapdragon 8 Gen. Okay. And let's take a break. So other fans, reminder lang that you can get a chance to win cash prizes by answering 2 questions. 2 questions na lang, and this is our 3rd question. We have 2 winners by the end of the live stream, so stay tuned and Modales.
All right. So, welcome back everyone. I'd like to do shoutouts muna, no? So, thank you pala to everyone watching now from Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, even Shopee and Lazada, no? So, shout out to Sunshine Joy, Chiapco, John Patrick de los Santos, Jenny Go, and Josel D. Ramos. Okay, so, we have to talk about the hinge, no? So did you know that according to Honor, this phone has an increased hinge and shaft strength with certification from SGS, and it's able to endure up to 400,000 folds because it's made with titanium alloy. So this is ito talaga yung laging yung hinge in any folding phone. Ito talaga yung number 1 na scrutinize ng tech reviewer, ng writer. They'll always look at this, no? So, kunyari, is it flat? Is there a space? How strong is this thing? And I really must say, best in class talaga to in terms of the way it looks. And even when you open it up, if you do this, for example, it doesn't feel flimsy. It really feels very solid, no? And that's the whole titanium alloy. So, being the thinnest, it doesn't mean that it's frail or brittle. It's actually quite strong, no? Kasi nga may certification from SGS, no? 400,000 folds. And maybe even more, of course, kasi that's yun yung mga standards, no? So, ayun. If you can look at it here, tignan mo, fold natin ganito. So as far as I know, no other device has less max fold guarantee, no? So, sobrang okay talaga siya. Ang ganda talaga ng itsura niya.
And if we actually do the math, Sir JV, sabi nila if you do folding and unfolding sa Magic V2 for 100 times a day, it will take 10 years para makonsume mo yung 400,000.
Yeah, so you don't naman, yeah.
You don't. So, kumbaga, imagine how much
Matagal talaga.
Talagang matagal.
Yeah, matagal talaga.
So, moving on naman with our topic today, gusto lang namin kamustahin kung kamusta talaga yung display for you, both the internal or the inner screen and the outer screen.
So, as I said a while ago, no, I feel like I have two phones, no. I don't feel that Honor is trying to push the whole wide. Dapat lagi kayong naka-wide, no. So both screens are actually quite amazing. So I like to use this phone in both modes, folded and unfolded, no. So yung crease niya, if you look at the crease, wala eh. Parang ang ganda ng it just goes so well. Look, oh. At a certain angle, of course, it's a foldable, so you'll see a bit of a line, but then after that, once you start using it, parang it's gone. No? So I've been using this phone for a month. I never felt inconvenienced. I've been watching Netflix, Crunchyroll. I've been looking at my Google Docs. I didn't feel like, I know some people are bothered by the crease. I personally don't see that as an issue because you barely notice it here, no? Ganda kasi ng screen. So another thing that, I know health professionals will say, oh, don't use your phone at night. Pero ito nga yung 3,840 hertz na PWM dimming, that is really, if you're in your 20s, you probably won't notice it. But as you grow older, you're gonna start noticing like your eyes are getting more tired. And that feature, which is a feature that I first saw in an Honor phone, yung PWM dimming for eye care protection, that is a very important feature. Especially if you're, lying down in bed trying to go to sleep, your eyes get tired. So this one it helps with that feature, no. So other things to mention, no, 120 hertz refresh rate, both screens, no. So it really feels like you have two phones. All right, 2,500 nits. So yung readability niya outdoor, sobrang unparalleled. Na I don't feel the need to push up the brightness. I can read this, let's say may direct sunlight, kunyari at 2 p.m. you're walking, I can see quite well in it, no? And I have very bad eyes, but so okay talaga siya. And the second gen nano crystal glass, so for extra durability, this outer display here. So sobrang, I really feel na Honor really thought of everything, no? Pwede ko bang i-ganon? Knock natin. Siyempre, it's really durable, no? So I think the screen alone, props talaga to Honor for building such a robust and thoughtful device, no?
When not in work, sir, let's say wala na, during the weekends or during your day off, ano yung main consumption mo with the Magic V2?
I use this for games. So I play a lot of itong Goddess of Nikki. I play this every day during the weekends, Crunchyroll or Netflix. And then I also bike, no? So I use this. Ito nga. So I sync this with my Strava account. So one of the things that is really important for me is dapat light talaga and maliit yung phone eh. So the real estate of this phone is just right to fit, and yung back pocket ng bike bike attire or sa pouch. So kasyang-kasya siya. It doesn't really contribute to the weight, no? So while running Strava, nakababa siya dun. So sobrang okay talaga.
Okay, this is gonna be our last break for today. We would like to remind again our honor fans, the audience watching on Facebook, TikTok, Lazada, Shopee, that they can get a chance to win cash prizes by answering our questions. So make sure after this break, you answered all our 4 questions because we will pick 2 winners by the end of this live stream. So stay tuned and we will back. We are back, Honor fans, and to finish our live stream today, we'd like to ask lang, Sir JV,
Mhm.
do you have any plans in the coming days? Do you have any invitations regarding Magic V2 that you created these past few days?
Well, I've been using it for games as I said. Ito nga eh. Um, I really would like to invite you to our watchers now. If you want to read an in-depth review, you can of course check out philstartech.com, and you can have a look at our detailed review, lots of photos. Not just the Elite, but we also have unboxings of the other Honor phones that we mentioned a while ago, like the X9B and the X8B. So yeah, but I want to stress the fact that, the Honor Magic V2 is still in pre-order season with freebies, right? No? So if you pre-order until March 1, 2024, you can get this Harman Kardon Aura Studio 4, a really nice speaker set, and this Honor Watch GS3 worth 28K, right? Of course, as a watch guy, round is really the way to go. No other, no other. So really beautiful. So yeah, pre-order now, and that's really it's such a really good deal, no? Almost like 30K worth of freebies, no? But now, let's watch a video before we announce the lucky winners of this live stream.
All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine Ultra Slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2.
So, congrats! We have two lucky winners today. Congratulations first to Ivan D. Onco and to John Patrick de los Santos. Nice! O, diba? Another way to win a prize, no? Midweek. Honor Philippines will contact you for your prize. Congratulations again to these two winners. And I really enjoyed Honor Pam for having me. I really enjoyed sitting here and doing a mini talk show. Baka na nga yung bago kong career, no? Pwede mag-talk show. So, thank you all for staying, bearing with me and watching. Please, if you're on socials right now, please go to our Facebook page, which is at Philstar Tech, and of course, Philippine Star. We're also on TikTok at philstar.tech, and you can check out our reviews at philstartech.com. We have actually the Magic V2 pinned as the highlight review, so you can just go to the website and click on that. And please follow those socials. We really appreciate it. So yeah, it was really great to have me here today, Honor Fam. I'm really excited for what the future holds with foldables, if this is what the current flagship is with Honor, So thank you so much for having me. It's JV signing out. Thank you so much. Cha-cha.
All-new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine ultra slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined. Honor Magic V2. All-new Honor Magic V2. Reimagine ultra slim. Break the boundary between bar and foldable phones. As comfortable in your hand as your regular bar phone. Exceed the expectation for battery life. Pioneer to integrate risk-free dimming display and circadian night display, making it worry-free for intensive users. Innovation redefined.